as you can see, I've done a big cheat with this one because Jess has got the most amazing thick hair and came to us with this most amazing length of hair, but it was so up for anything. You dream, isn't it? And we were feeling the curvature on her, but when she had this long hair, I lost her bones. I picked it up off her face and just all these bones popped out. So what we've done, and you'll see me cut this other side in a sec, we've taken that fringe, but I didn't want to make it too bowly on her, bless her, because we do have a slight curvature of the little cheek here. So I've just took that fringe back a little bit through here. So just to elongate here and bring this out. So that's what the curvature can do. Then I've extricated through here into another little slight curvature. Now at the back here is actually fairly straight, but it has a slight curvature to it through here, which then sort of just gives it a bit of a balance because we're going up at the front. So it's just very simple, beautiful shape. So I left this little piece out here, which I'll spin round, and we literally just comb that down, and you can almost just cut it over to the face. This is a little secret mullet going on underneath, I think, maybe. I'm having a little mullet moment with this haircut too. I'm obsessed with them, aren't I, guys? And then I just released some of this over the top, and that will sit there. So I've got a little guideline there. So I'm just going to start connecting that in, and then it's got a slight long beveled graduation. So that's what we're going to start to do now, connecting through. You might have seen me before, I was just point cutting into it. So I put a little bit of graduation in, but then it was still looking a bit block. So I still wanted it to swivel, so it's a bit more versatile for Jess when she's doing it and stuff. She can have it a bit messy, a bit sweepy, and using that underneath part. So Dietz is just going to put some colour through this. He put this pinky tone on, which at first I was scared, wasn't I, darling?
You were a little bit scared, but I think it's come up quite nice.
Frenchie, I said. But I love it how he said, no, it's going to, we're making it so that it's sort of, again, a bit like the long hair, how it's sort of lovely the way it's merging into the ends to almost nothing, just dusty. And then Dietz is going to put some of this beautiful colour in through here too, aren't you, darling? In a moment. So just recap the little fringe, strongish. The back, I just went straightish, but with a little bit of a bevel, and then joined the back to the cheekbone through here, and then sort of disconnected it through there, cutting that first, obviously, disconnect that. Then I went through and just did a long sort of grad, and then just went through and just point cut it, where if I was seeing any heavy parts, because we really, as I say, we want it to really flow for Jess for her new little short too, don't we, darling? Thanks, Poppet.
Now, Jayne's done a very strong haircut here, curvature-wise. So what I'm doing colour-wise is I'm actually working in triangular panels. I'll just swing Jess around. Working through, I'm going to work 2 through either side of the fringe and then 1 through the back. That is the finish of my first panel. So I've just got that, where that crown is falling and where that hair falls, just again, just a little bit of colour coming over the top. Base colour I'm going to talk about when I come back a wee bit later. What I'm putting through here colour-wise, just going with that very, very pastel feel. My slices are very, very fine, and I'm working with a very, very pale lilac, so a concentration of violet mixed with a clear and also a very, very pale ash blonde, so I get a very, very lovely lilac, which you can actually see I've already started a little bit under that fringe area there. And I'm also working through with a dove grey, so a very ashy 6-level brown, again mixed with the clear, just to lighten that up and give us a very, very pale dovey grey. So just working through, and because this is quite a strong haircut and the colours are quite strong, I want it to have saturation of colour, but I don't want it to be very heavy, heavy panels. Again, working slightly off base, so not taking the slices right down to the root, just working them slightly off base and very, very fine as we go through. I've finished my 3 triangular panels, so just again the very fine slices. Now I just want to touch on the base colour. Clearly it's pre-lightened with powder. I've then toned over with very, very pale lilac.
Sorry, Dave.
Pink. You're right. What I wanted here was a very broken and disconnected feel. I didn't want the pink to be saturated and heavy. I didn't mind if there were little bits of lightness because I knew I was going back through with my slicing, so I could just add the colour and it'll all just meld together once it's happening. I think as Jemima mentioned before, I'm very, very sick of seeing the very pale, full head bleach. I think it's been absolutely, absolutely done to death. So you'll see with any bleaching work that both Jemima and myself have done today, it is toned and it is a little bit stronger, rather than being just your plain bleach toner. Obviously, this is very, very strong for the stage, and yes, we do have clients that do wear this. You could also bring these toners back down, so think soft beiges, soft golds. You can have very, very soft lilac just by adding a very, very tiny little bit in there, just so you're giving the client something a little bit different and just stepping away from that bleach. So I'm all done with Jess here.